Oh, hey, Tim. Didn't realize that you were there. Well, I guess since you're here, I will record my blog number 11 as part of Practicum. And what a coincidence, I actually just have it pulled up on my laptop right now. So this week, we were supposed to talk about discussion of classroom student groupings, favorite lessons, and submit Practicum assessment report. I could be mistaken, but I think I've already submitted my Practicum assessment report. Joe DiTrolio did it a few weeks ago while I was still at STA. So maybe we can talk about that Saturday in case I've missed something in that sense. Discussion of student groupings. Well, when I initially stepped in this classroom, the desks were set up in groups of 5, and many of those desks were turned away from me at the blackboard. After the first couple of days, I realized I didn't like it. Students weren't facing me, and they were spending a lot of time talking to their peers. So what I've done since then is I've changed the entire setup so that we have two groupings of 11 desks. And that has really helped with the focus and my ability to actually teach and classroom manage. Classroom management is still a bit of a struggle here. There was I stepped away for 2 days to work the trade fair here in London, and a bunch of students damaged one of the shop vehicles. We're still trying to determine who did what, and I might actually temporarily might have to leave the shop and start conducting class out of a lab with computers, and it will only be a theory-based program until somebody speaks up. Hoping that doesn't happen, but that's where we are right now. This class is quite a handful, and it is exactly what I anticipated it would be coming into it. And I've enjoyed it thus far, and especially working with the administrative side of things, who are really supportive. So I'm getting, I guess I'm jumping right into it head first and learning that classroom management portion that I was dying to get my hands on. So that's been pretty good. And hopefully we get this ironed out really quickly, because I actually enjoy getting these kids on the machines in the shop. I've secured so many donations from my community of small engines for the kids to work on. Most of them are pretty keen, but I do have quite a few bad apples in this class, and we're talking about just completely removing them from the program altogether if it doesn't stop. Favorite lesson? Well, this might come as a shock to you, Tim, but my favorite lesson, it's not necessarily a lesson, but I try to squeeze a little bit of it into every period, or if not every period, at least a couple times a week. And that is talking about the skilled trades. And here in my transportation lab, we do the automotive portion of things. We also have a welding shop that's attached to my classroom. And we're doing a little bit of sheet metal. I'm not familiar with a lot of bodywork scenarios, but I am familiar with sheet metal. So we're mimicking bodywork on some sheet metal stuff that I've been able to secure. And part of why I enjoy talking about the trades so much in this class particularly is the amount of careers that are in the skilled trades that focus strictly on the motive power. I'm sure you're well aware, motive power has its own sector in terms of skilled trades. And I love it, especially talking to the kids about the pathways just from this course that they're taking, where they can go in the automotive sector or the motive power sector. And then when we get into the welding part of things and then the sheet metal, I can talk about a lot of the other trades. I've come to realize that students as a whole don't understand the apprenticeship process. They don't understand that you don't need to go to a college course in order to gain some experience to land a skilled trade. And they are really excited whenever I talk about the skilled trades and how to get into a skilled trade, how to get involved in the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program, SHISM, which I'm still kind of learning, the special high skilled major portion of things. But I got a lot of paraphernalia when I was at that trade show, and I brought it into my classroom that I share with the students. And it's been pretty beneficial in that sense, and it's a great time killer when if I've wrapped up a lesson too quickly, I can then ramble on about the skilled trades. And I gotta tell you, there's so many kids in my class that are interested in these opportunities. So I still have to put up a lot of this, the pamphlets, and put them around the classroom. But it's definitely, it's play to your strengths, right, Tim? And mine is talking about the skilled trades, which comes in really handy when you're a tech teacher. So it's also good experience talking about this quite often because my SLP is going to focus on talking about the skilled trades to Youth Opportunities Unlimited, and then giving a bit of a sheet metal demonstration where they can make a toolbox and then take that information that we've provided and try to get out into the community, get a skilled trade, change their lives. So I really enjoy talking about that in my classroom. It's my go-to, like I said, a couple times a week, and it's worked out really well because it doesn't matter how many times I talk about the skilled trades or talk about resources that are out there, or talk about the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program, or even websites that they can visit to learn more about the trades. They always come back with more questions. And I've got some students here that are considering project management. Some want to work in automotive, but most of them want to be, and I cannot believe this, electricians. What's wrong with kids? But as we do a lot of electrical in this class too, on the vehicles, I'm more than happy to talk about the electrical career options that are out there. I've even considered trying to get some guest speakers to come into my classroom. I was talking to Skill Trades Ontario while at the event, and one of the representatives is going to come down and answer questions. Somebody from Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program is going to come in and talk to my classroom. And I've got a few mechanics that were at that event that want to come down and talk as well. I think if nothing else that these kids are taking away from this program thus far is the reality of what life is out there once they graduate high school that I'm presenting to them. I think I talk to them in such a way that helps them envision their future. And I do. I talk to them like equals. I treat them with respect. And I think they're more willing to listen. And I think they find me exciting. I'm not sure why, but they kind of listen when I talk about the trades, which is pretty awesome. So that's my go-to lesson, not necessarily a lesson plan, but it is something that I do like to present quite often, keep the kids engaged, and it breaks up the monotony of some of the desk work that we do here, or some of these same projects that we keep working on throughout the week. Otherwise, in terms of my practicum, it's been a bit of a struggle, but I have administration support 100%. I did mention that earlier. We are going to have to remove a few kids from this program because they're just being too much of a distraction, or they're causing too many problems, or they're causing physical damage to vehicles. And again, I hope we're not moving to a full-time desk role when it comes to theory-based learning only, because that's going to mean that I have to prepare a ton of lesson plans and really populate the shells in my D2L, because they're pretty empty when I first came here. So I've been going home at night, working till almost 9 o'clock at night the last week, just populating in the event that something is going to happen and I have to transition into a computer lab. So it's been busy, it's been hectic. We finally wrapped up our courses with Darren and Cam, and I'm thankful for that because that was quite a bit of course, especially Darren's class. You know, I complained about him originally, but I did come to enjoy my time in Darren's class. And it really made me think about my philosophy when it came to education and my approach. So I am pretty appreciative of that, but I'm looking forward to this little bit of a lull between now and next semester. And it will really give me an opportunity to get caught up on some other things and start focusing on my SLP. So that's my blog 11, Tim. I look forward to seeing you in blog 12, which is a review of my e-portfolio with my tech head. I've already chatted with him this morning, and he is excited to come on camera, and we're going to do a little bit of a video review of my e-portfolio. So that should be fun. So until then, Tim, I'll probably see you Saturday. Have a great week, and I can't wait to talk to you a bit more in depth about when you said to us that we had to put our next 14 months of our life on hold to be successful in this program. That at first I thought you were being hyperbolic, and I'm thankful that I actually listened to you and took you at your word, because this is, especially accepting this LTO, has really tested my resolve and my ability to time manage. And I appreciate your honesty from the onset of this program. It's really helped me progress. So I'll see you next week, Tim.